Losing your edges can be so discouraging, annoying, and almost embarrassing because it's the most annoying thing. You could have a full head of long, healthy hair, but the edges are right in front of your hair, and it just makes you want to cover them up. It makes you feel like you can't win and nothing you're doing is working. If you have any issues with your hairline, your edges, this video is for you because I'm going to share with you my 30-day routine to seeing positive growth with significant changes in your edges in 30 days. Let's get straight into it and talk about one of the most important things you have to address and figure out if you want this to work for you. If you skip this part and go straight to the gimmicks and products, unfortunately, it's not going to work for you. The first thing you need to figure out is why your edges are breaking. So I'm going to break down some reasons why your edges might be getting damaged, and it's your job to figure out why your edges are gone. The first thing is traction alopecia, which is caused by mechanical manipulation, and I'm going to mention the most common ways, and if you're doing one or more of these things, this might be why you're losing your hair at the hairline. The first one is any tight hairstyles, regardless of whether it's a protective style, a fashion style, a nice hairstyle, whether your braids or twists are tiny or massive. If it is too tight, they could literally be physically pulling your hairs out on your hairline. And the thing is, it doesn't happen immediately. Unless you got into like a physical fight and someone snatched your braids out, the hairs literally break and they come out of your scalp very slowly. And it might not even happen when you braided your hair like the one time. It may be that you've been braiding your hair for 6 months consistently and you woke up one day and it felt like you lost your edges overnight. It's because of the repetitive use of those tight hairstyles. So that's one. Now, two is specific hairstyles. Anything where the braids or twists take very small amounts of hair, or let me just say tiny, micro braids, micro twists, even micro dreads, anything where you've got tiny pieces of hair braided down at your hairline. It is just because when you take a smaller amount of hair and braid it or twist it or manipulate it, it is easier to pull that amount of hair out. Just think about if someone was to come to you right now and say, oh, we need a DNA sample. Can you give us some of your hair? You'd be like, okay, how much hair do you need? Just a couple strands. You're not going to do this to your hair and say, oh, I'm trying, but the hair is just not coming out. Because this is a huge section of hair, even if I pull it, like people literally hang from the ceiling using their hair, it's not going to come out. If someone wants hair from you, you're going to try and get an individual hair. So you start pulling at it until you can find a place, or you can even go to your scalp and just pull a single hair out, just like you're tweezing. It might hurt a little bit, but it'll be very minor. So think about that as braids on your hairline. It is easier to pull out hairs if you're taking a small section compared to a bigger section. So another thing is any tight hairstyle like a slick back bun, anything that requires you to brush your edges a lot, multiple times, maybe a day, a week. Wigs, because you're covering that part, there's lots of moisture buildup, you're using hair glues, it's maybe ripping your hair as you're taking it off. And an unexpected one, a pleated bonnet, one of those bonnets that's super pleated at the hairline. If it's moving around while you're sleeping, it can actually be pulling your hair out. So you want to make sure you look into getting a bonnet that is completely flat at the band, like the one by Stay On, Satin Stay On, something like that. I'll link it in the description box below if you're interested. So those are the main causes when it comes to physical manipulation. The second reason why you could be getting damage is because of chemical damage. So if you use any chemicals like keratin, bleach, relaxers, those are harsh, and the hair on your hairline is pretty fragile. It is very, very weak compared to the rest of your hair. So even though the rest of your hair can handle those chemicals and it seems like it's perfectly fine, your hairline may not be handling them properly. So your hair may either be falling out or just breaking. So it's extremely short. And I know I should have mentioned this in the mechanical manipulation, but I think it fits better in this tip because a lot of people have gotten sick of the look of lace and everyone's going back to the tradition of sewing. And the tradition of sewing, if you want it to look natural, means you're going to leave some of your hair at the hairline out. Now, a lot of people are like, I don't want to flat iron my hair all the time. And even if I do it, I go out and my edges still frizz up. A lot of people have started doing the relaxing the hairline thing again. And so if you add the combination of relaxing your hairline or using a lot of heat on your hairline multiple times a week, and then that leaning against the tracks of your weave or your braid, that could be breaking your edges or pulling your edges out as well. And lastly, it could be lifestyle factors. So stress, lack of sleep, things like postpartum hair shedding, just hormone fluctuations can also add to your hair loss. So these are the main causes, the main reasons why your hair might be falling out or breaking. So once you've discovered which one it is, now we can move forward and figure out how we can help you quickly. Number one might seem like a no-brainer and really annoying, but unfortunately, it is the quickest way you can get your hairline back. And this is to stop whatever was damaging your hair, at least for 30 days. If you want to see results in 30 days, just for a start, quit for 30 days. Don't use relaxer, don't use bleach, don't put your hair in braids, twists, any tight hairstyles. Don't slick your hair back and put it in a tight ponytail every single day. Just for 30 days. Just stay away from whatever's causing the breakage, and you want to keep your hairline protected by using a satin scarf or a satin bonnet. Like I mentioned earlier on, you want your satin bonnet to be flat. You want it to actually be satin, not cotton. And if you do sleep with something like a satin scarf, don't tie it so tight that it's putting so much tension and pressure on your edges, because that can also damage your hairline, unfortunately. The next thing is very gentle detangling. Now, most people don't think about detangling their hairline because the hair is usually short and you just get a brush and quickly brush through it. But your hair on your hairline, even if it's usually shorter than the rest of your hair, it is still hair, and it is more gentle, more fragile than the rest of the hair on your head. So you want to make sure that you're detangling from the ends first and then working your way to the base of your roots. And then you want to be extremely gentle with not only the way you handle your edges, by not holding your tools too tight when you brush your hair, not holding it so hard and pushing it against your hairline, but also make sure you use gentle tools like a tangle teaser. If you're using something like a boar bristle brush, you want to make sure that the bristles are very soft and gentle. Step 2 is scalp stimulation, focused on the hairline. This is really, really important, but it's also important that you do it correctly, because if you do this wrong, you could make things worse. The first thing you want to do is massage your scalp, your hairline, at least 3 to 4 times a week. And you want to use an oil that stimulates hair growth, something like a rosemary oil, peppermint oil. And you want to use it in like a medium density oil. Castor oil is extremely great for hair growth and thickening, but I'm scared to recommend this because I know that a lot of people are heavy-handed with oils, and because it's a thicker oil and it can really make your hair really too sticky, especially if you have fine hair. And then if you do the scalp massage wrong, you're more likely to make a mistake. But if you're comfortable with oiling your hair using a castor oil, I would still suggest you dilute it with something lighter like an olive oil. Put it on your hairline, and you want to gently massage. You are not rubbing, because that's what takes the hair out. You are literally putting your fingers on your hairline and then moving it around in circular motions like so. Again, your fingers, hairline, one press, no rubbing, touch, move the scalp around, not moving your hair around. Do this for about 5 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. This will increase the stimulation, the blood flow. It will make sure that whatever products you're using are going deeper into the follicle, and that's what's going to help you get quicker results. Step 4 is to nourish from within. Now, a lot of people don't realize that when you have hair loss due to a nutrient deficiency, it can very often start at the hairline. So make sure that you're focusing on getting enough iron, vitamin D, collagen, biotin, and you can get all these things from eggs, fish, meat, milk, green vegetables. And then when you feel like you've maxed out on the food you can possibly get, then you can look into supplements like hair, skin, and nail supplements, vitamin D supplements that can help supplement where your diet is lacking. And then a big one is also just hydration. Try to get about 2 liters of water every single day. I always have my water with me. Let me even drink some now. If your body is completely hydrated, your hair is also going to be hydrated from the inside out. Now, step 4 is optional, but since this is just for 30 days, you only have to do this 4 times, and this is using a treatment on your hairline. You can use a store-bought one, or you can use a homemade one like rice water. You don't have to put it on all your hair, just focus it on your hairline. Once a week, you can use rosemary water, rice water, just pick whatever your hair likes. Use that one treatment on your hairline and make sure it is one your hair likes, not just popular. And that will just help add a little extra boost to the hair growth on your hairline. And now let's talk about what exactly you can expect realistically in the next 30 days. So in the first 7 days, you'll probably notice less shedding, less breakage, and an overall healthier look to your hairline. By day 14, you should be able to start seeing new hairs popping up, your hairline looking a little bit thicker, fuller, just a little bit darker. So make sure you take pictures as well to track the progress, because we have unrealistic ideas about what our hair looks like, what our body looks like. So you might look at day 1 and hit day 14 and think, my hair looks the same. My hairline has always looked like this. But then you look at a picture from day 1 and you discover it actually looks very different. So you don't have to take a picture every day, but at least once a week or every couple of days, just for progress, will help you track your progress. By day 30, you should notice an overall health and thickness of your entire hairline, and depending on how severe or not your case is, your results will vary. And also notice that your hairline will not be completely back, right, in 30 days. Like, just think about how long it took to damage your edges. It's not gonna all completely grow back in 30 days, but you should see significant results, and you can know where to increase or reduce your progress in certain areas moving forward. The good thing with this is results compound over time. If you completely stop everything after the 30 days, you will probably reverse all your progress because you're doing all the things that damaged your edges in the first place. Now, if you're looking for a specific treatment product to use in your treatment step once a week, you can watch a rosemary oil video here and a rice water video here and choose which one makes sense for you. If you're interested, hit my face right there to subscribe if you didn't in the beginning. Consider joining my membership if you want quicker responses guaranteed to your comments and early access to my videos and more perks. Consider subscribing and hitting the bell so you get notifications every single time I post. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!